Welcome to In This Season podcast, where we unpack the most empowering conversations, have exclusive and inspirational interviews, and host special events. Join Tammy, some call her Butterfly, and explore life's purpose by learning how to embrace each season of your life with confidence, strength, and purpose. Whether you're blooming in the spring, or shining in the summer, or embracing change in the fall, or gracefully hibernating in the winter, get ready to be inspired. Join us right here on this season of In This Season podcast with your host, the Butterfly. It's time, no matter what season it is.
Good morning, beautiful people.
Welcome to In This.
And thank you for joining us. Daily Motivations for African American Success. We're at day 317. Today's title, Thankful for a Little. I like that title. So good morning. If you're in with us, let us know that you're here. I know that I have Auntie Richetta. Good morning, Butterfly and nephew, she says, and everyone and family. So thank you. You're the first to pop in this morning. Thank you, or at least with the comments. So thank you for that. Again, Daily Motivations for African American Success, where we've been rocking with you for 317 days, you guys. Look how little we have to go. And then our January for sure. But we've come a long way, you guys. Look at there. This is us. This is us. So I'm excited. So let's come on in, and y'all know what we got to do. Come on, feed them ducks. All right. Life wearing you, or you wearing life? Pimping wearing you, or you wearing the pimping? That hits different, right? How is life treating you? I'll tell you, if you look at how life is treating you, then you'll have to examine how you are treating life, right? So Daily Motivations for African American Success, y'all. We're going to do this. Let's bring Brandon on in and get this party started. All right, Brandon, we can't see you over there. There you go.
There we go. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Let's feed these ducks this morning. I need to feed them. I need to feed them this morning. Or they start feeding me. Seriously.
Good morning to you.
Good morning. I know I haven't been over there with you guys, but guess what? I feel like I'm gonna shake it out though, y'all. I feel like I'm coming down with something. It started yesterday, so y'all be careful out here in these streets because something is out there. Got a team member that's sick as well, so I mean, I feel like I'm coming down with it, but I'm gonna shake it off, y'all. I'm gonna shake it off some kind of way. I got to. So, how are you guys and the babies, Brandon and Sella?
What are your symptoms? You feel like you got a cold or what? What's going on?
Body ache, cough. Yeah, mainly body ache.
Oh man, that's the same thing my wife's been dealing with, and my kids have been dealing with. More so, well, not all of them.
So,
I was gonna say more so Tupac and my wife, but I mean my daughter too. So I'm the only one that has not gotten it, and I mean they've been sneezing on me, coughing on me, sleeping with me, but I don't know. I think it's because I've been going to the sauna in the morning, like in the weeks prior to them getting sick. I've been going to that sauna and I think burning things off. But that's me, also saying thank God, because if I've been sick, ain't no telling what we'd be doing over here. We all just be, cuddled up and sick and coughing and stuff. So at least I'm able to cook and clean and keep everybody straight and things like that. So I'm all praise be to God, and hopefully I don't get sick. So not knock on wood, but praise God.
All right. Well, let's get right into it.
Sounds good.
Wait a minute. You guys were supposed to bring something back today. Couple of sentences. What has this done for you? Where are you? Anything that you want to share? We've come so far, and I know for me, y'all, I'm seeing a different kind of growth. This has brought me to a different place, and I'm thankful. Like there are things that are coming up and that I'm dealing with and coming out, and there are things that Um, well, not about me. Y'all, tell us before this show is over, you gotta drop something out there. It doesn't matter how long you've been coming here, whether it's the entire time or just a little bit of the time. What what has it done for you? What is it doing for you? And if you don't know that, then what would you like? What are you looking for your future? What does the present, what do you expect the future, I'm sorry, to look like as it relates to you and your growth, your transformation, your change, your unlearning, your redoing, right? So what has this done for you? We'd like to know. And if you don't want to put it on here, that's fine. Send me a message behind the scenes, but I want to know. And then I'll read it. I won't say who it's from if you don't want that. But I say get it out there, speak it, own it, right? So I'm looking for those comments.
That's right. That's right. I'll say something briefly. For me, I see um, more. It's the commitment for me. Uh, I think it could have been hard. Waking up every morning and being here to abandoning my bed and not getting just that extra long time. So what I ended up having to do was make more time earlier for myself. Whether it be going to bed earlier, which is healthier for me. Um, I was falling asleep at 9 o'clock last night. I mean, I'm sitting in the chair just falling asleep. Like, okay, I gotta go because this is obviously not working. It's been consistent like that for a while, and I think it's because having to get up and start my day and be so attentive here, then while looking and reading at things that are motivating, encouraging, and inspiring, um, that's given me a good reason to be here. So it's not like being committed to something that's painful. It's like every time I'm here, my mind is expanded and open to something new, or I get to focus on something throughout the day. It gives me more intentionality throughout the day. So it's really built this adherence to commitment and to being patient and being steadfast, while also giving me some mental stimulation at the same time as some things to ponder. So it
Mm.
starts my brain off a little bit sooner, I think, than it normally would. I mean, because my spirit's getting started. I'm praying and things like that. But as far as the intellectual um, wheels turning, I have to read this every day, so I can't be wiping crust out of my eye, or low on energy, or I'm gonna pass that energy to you guys. So taking responsibility for my own energy and what I emit and what I commit to, um, has really been good for me. And I see it pouring over out of that abundance, as you would say, Mom, into other aspects of my life. So I
Mhm.
appreciate it. Appreciate all y'all being here. Appreciate you, Mom. And I'm interested into the next phase of this. So I
Yeah,
just wanted to share mine
yeah.
with you to hopefully inspire some of y'all to go ahead and start sharing what your experiences have been, not just with us, but also with the book. How has this book impacted you? The certain passages that have changed your life. There's maybe certain things that we've said on here that have given you something, a different perspective or a different angle to look at a situation or an issue that you're facing in your road to success. Because I believe that we're all going to make it, and you guys have to believe that too. If you are here every single day, don't just come here and let it go in one ear and out the other. Okay, that will be a waste of your time, our time, and the opportunity. I remember reading one of the quotes that said that um, basically it's not a question that, or when opportunity knocks on your door, uh, it could knock you down, right? Don't let it knock you down. So be prepared and be ready for when opportunity comes. So when opportunity meets preparation, that's where success is. So in order to be successful, we have to be prepared for when opportunity knocks on our door. And I have conceptualized that in a sense more concretely after reading this book and being here with y'all. So thank all of you. All of you.
Yeah.
But
Same
let's
here.
get to the
Uh,
show. Anything from you, Mom?
Miss Brenda says, of course, good everything, everyone. I'll go back to that. And then she says, you all know when it starts getting cooler, something is in the air.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Sorry, getting
and
sick.
everyone starts getting sick. And she says, this show has helped me with consistency and accountability. Wow. With my health and well being. Wow.
That's
That's
awesome, Miss
great. I
Brenda.
like those words, consistency and accountability. Huh. Powerful words, you guys.
You get far with those two.
Yes. Call that the AC, accountability and consistency. All right.
Ain't that
Thank you for
cool? What?
sharing that, Miss
Yeah,
Brenda.
appreciate
Yeah.
that, Miss Brenda. And
Yeah, the
I
AC,
hope the
like
butter's
the
doing you well
caffeine,
too. Uh-huh.
the
I
butter.
hope that body butter's doing you well too, Miss Brenda. Let us know how it is for you. Right after that shower or a hot bath, put that on your body. Feels good. I'm still glowing a little bit from mine last night, and I washed my face and everything this morning. But y'all, let's jump right here into the show. If you guys don't know, and I'm sure most of you do, I am the co-host, and my mother over there is the main host, the butterfly herself. We have been reading through this book, Daily Motivations for African American Success, with all of you, the consistent ones, the day ones, and it has been helping us grow immensely. That's what I was just speaking about earlier. But what made us choose this book? It was an acknowledgement and celebration of Black History Month in February. And we were supposed to stop on February 28th, but we kept going. The month was too short. How they gonna give us the shortest month in the year as Black History Month? So what we did is we took on Black success, not just Black history, but the history of our success in the context of our present moment and our past to propel us and launch us to future success. And so this is the book. If you haven't gotten it, please go ahead and get that book. That's Dennis Kimbro, Daily Motivation for African American Success. Daily Motivations for African American Success will help you focus on the thoughts, attitudes, and deeds that will lead to the achievement of your true goals. In 365 short, powerful motivations, one for each day of the year, Dennis Kimbro, author of the popular Think and Grow Rich, A Black Choice, leads us to discover how to use the present moment and our own gifts to transcend labels, cultivate a positive attitude, become wise enough to know when to say yes and when to say no, and to look inward for answers to life's challenges. Each motivation begins with words of wisdom from such distinguished and celebrated African Americans as Malcolm X, Marion Wright Elderman, Whoopi Goldberg, Charlene Hunter Galt, Bill Cosby, Carl Rowan, Mother Hale, Reverend Leon Sullivan, and hundreds of others. This treasure trove of practical inspiration will give you fresh encouragement every day of the year. What it teaches will last you a lifetime. So again, thank you guys for joining us and letting us be a part of your morning routine. And we'll go ahead and get on in the show. Anything from you, Mom, before we do? No?
Nope. All good here.
Good. So today's title on this December the 13th is Thankful for Little. Thankful for Little. And Jewel Diamond Taylor, the motivational speaker, gives us our quote of the day. And she says, he enjoys much who is thankful for little. He enjoys much who is thankful for little. After entering a department store, a woman was startled when a band began to play. Cameras started flashing, and a dignified executive pinned an orchid on her dress and handed her 10 crisp $1,000 bills. She was the store's millionth customer, and the owner and staff celebrated the occasion. Television cameras were focused on her, and reporters began firing questions. Tell me, a reporter shouted, just what did you come to the store for today? The woman, somewhat miffed, hesitated for a minute, and then she grumbled, I'm on my way to the complaint department. The woman revealed how she had purchased a scarf from the same store the previous day, but got upset when the clerk failed to hand her a receipt. This poor soul is an example of one of life's real tragedies. She fails to place circumstances within their proper perspective. Reflect for a moment. Ours is a history synonymous with burden. As slaves and later as domestics and servants, we gathered, picked, chopped, planted, plowed, cooked, fetched, cleaned, bathed, built, dug, nursed, and sweat so that others could enjoy creature comforts that we could only imagine. Today's world, by comparison, is one of opportunity, one that our forebears could only envision. Our world should be one of gratitude. Gratitude is prayer. Gratitude is strength. Gratitude is love. The best way to show our gratitude is to accept life with joy. And our affirmation for today is today I will approach life with a grateful heart. Our mission and motto today is today I will approach life with a grateful heart. What are your thoughts on this thankful for little title?
I don't know. So I have a question, y'all. Y'all have to help me with this one.
Mm-hmm.
Are they saying that she should not have revealed why she was truly there?
I don't know.
Help us, y'all, because I'm Tammy is kind of stuck on this one. And I see Miss Brenda says, I love Jewel. I've not, to my knowledge or my remembrance, I don't know if I've watched anything on Jewel Diamond, but Miss Brenda says that I love Jewel. She is very motivating. So I'll look her up and listen to some of her information. But I'm lost on this one because I don't see it as a tragedy. It says this poor soul is an example of one of life's real tragedies. How so? If she was honest about coming back. I mean, and so many things could come out of that. Wow, I got compensated for my, it may seem little that you're coming back for a receipt, but I'm a receipter. I want my receipt. I just do. And if that's why I'm there, then that's why I'm there. I'm thankful for the money. But if you ask me that, if why did I come and that's why I came, hey, why should I lie about it? I don't know. I don't know. I don't have anything on this one other than I don't understand why it references her as one of life's real tragedies. A
What
poor
do y'all
soul.
think?
It says this poor soul is an example of one of life's real tragedies because it doesn't indicate that she's not grateful. I mean, I can't assume that by this particular passage. I can't assume that she's not grateful. And it says that, and I don't know what to think about that the clerk failed to hand her a receipt and maybe she just didn't notice it. I guess later she just got home and noticed it, or I don't know. I don't get this one. I just don't get
Mm.
it.
Mm. Yeah, it's harder to grasp in this one, I think, and I'm not sure exactly what it is. I'm looking at where it says she fails to place circumstances within their proper perspective. So,
Maybe it feels like they think she shouldn't have said that.
well, I mean, it says that she was somewhat miffed and hesitated for a minute and then grumbled, right? Um, and then she said, with in exclamation, "I'm on my way to the complaint department," with an exclamation mark. So, I mean, I don't know. Crisp $1,000 bills. I ain't never seen no $1,000 bill. I didn't know those existed. So,
Me either. I
uh,
thought about that too.
right? Is it real money or is it fake money? Um, $10,000 bills. So they gave her $10,000. I think the perspective here is, you know, it could have been I just came back for a receipt, you know, but she was coming back to the complaint department, I guess. I don't know. Is she doing a little too much with making a complaint about not getting a receipt, or uh, is she is her attitude,
Okay.
not in the proper perspective because she just received $10,000? Could have been different what she said because she'd have said, I came back, uh, I bought a scarf yesterday and didn't get a receipt, right? But she didn't put any blame on herself at all, or saying, I didn't think to grab a receipt just as much as the clerk didn't give me a receipt. Because when I'm there, I'm looking for that receipt. I'm like, okay, you know, even if I don't use it, I just go. I mean, I got a receipt right here. I'm like you. I keep these receipts. Um, but yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe it was an attitude, but I know if I walk into a store and they give me $10,000, they
You
ask me
forget
why I'm
about why
here.
you were there, huh?
Yeah, they'll say, "Why are you here?" I'm like, "Well, obviously, I'm here to get this $10,000 because you know, I'll be the first man. God wanted me here. I got $10,000. It don't matter. I got a scarf and but I guess the it's just the perspective. That's what it said. It said in the book. I guess Dennis Kimbro believes that her perspective was off, right? And basically not being able to see the good, the context clues of her grumbling and feeling miffed. Um, maybe doesn't allow her to be grateful. So the title's Thankful for Little. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard. What do you guys think? What do you think? Miss Brenda Davis says that I think they took the $1,000 bills out of circulation. They did exist. Okay. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, Brandon, I can see where your point um, about I'm on my way to the complaint department. So maybe maybe it's how she said it, but some people are just real. You know what I'm saying? Like the $1,000, the crisp $10,000 bills wasn't, I mean, she probably, I'm grateful, but still, who knows? She could have, that could have been the 10th time that she's not gotten a receipt. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's so much to play into this. And then as it moves down, it says this poor soul is an example of one's life's real tragedies. She fails to place circumstances within their proper perspective. Like, but who are we to decide what's the proper perspective? Because we, again, we can assume, right? This is the first time, but it also could be the 10th time where she's like, I'm sick of having to come back for a receipt. There's so many things that could play into it. And then it goes to reflect for a moment and it talks about our history. And I'm lost there. Like, I guess we did so much that is a receipt really important? I don't know. As slaves and latter, as servants, we cleaned, bathed, built, dug, nursed, and sweat so that others could enjoy creature comforts that we that we could only imagine. I don't get it. I'm sorry, but I don't get this one.
Yeah, I don't quite get it either. It's missing. I'm missing the connection
Yeah, yeah,
between um, our historical context and how that plays into somebody walking into the store and getting $10,000 and wanting a receipt.
right.
I don't
And don't
quite
we
get
talk
it.
about money and success? Like money is okay. Yeah, I'll take the money, but there's an issue going on in this store. You could give me these Kristen, but who knows? And I would like to think that maybe that's not the first, second, or third time she's not gotten a receipt. And
Maybe. I mean, we would have to assume.
right. That's why I said,
Yeah,
we could assume either way, but still, like Miss Brenda says, sounds like getting a receipt means more to her than receiving the $1,000. Like you said, it is the little things that matter sometimes, right? So, but there's so much more. Like I said, the comparison of what we did as slaves. It's almost like, lady, take the money and shut up, you know but sometimes it's like it's not just about the money, it's about service, customer service, you know and yeah, she could have made sure she had the receipt before she left, but put yourself in this situation. Or let's say, how often have you gone to get a burger and fries or whatever, and you don't think, oh, I'll say something else, like if you're getting a dinner that requires, let's say Popeyes, KFC, you got mashed potatoes. You don't think you have to ask for something to eat it with, right? But when you get down the street and you're ready to dig into your potatoes and there's no spoon or fork in there, doesn't it change the game? And if they did it often, you like, man, I'm so sick of them. I should not have to ask. Or your ketchup. But y'all know we have to ask. Even for a receipt. People, they'll just give me my merchandise and I like, I need a receipt. I always need a receipt.
the
And
Chick-fil-A
why
be like, I what condiments you need,
right.
right?
So it could
So
be
that's the
I just don't see the point here how she's not thankful for little, so
yeah.
it's
I
all
mean,
right.
so Rehey says that the receipt is a symbol to show what we did was legitimate. Explain more. Explain more to me in the context of this story. I'm not quite sure. He says, growing up, the elders in life stressed we must have a receipt. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
So it could have been the context of, uh, hmm, okay, of it potentially feeling illegitimate or something like that from her not having a receipt, and maybe that ties back to some old um, wounds or some old like traumas in a sense of, oh, if we buy something, it might be illegitimate. I was watching some video. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was saying that that's what kind of caused African Americans to be so materialistic by and large, as far as like a cultural representation, like having to have a name brand. Maybe not so much materialistic, but I guess that's looked at in part in the consumer culture as having to have name brands because it meant that it was legitimate, right? Or that it wasn't a knockoff because African Americans didn't have access to some of these creature comfort brands in a sense, as opposed to their white counterparts. So I don't know, guys. I'm reaching for straws here. If y'all understand that context of the story, thankful for a little, let me know. How does thankful for a little play into the receipt or the $10,000 or the store? Because I think we're kind of missing it here. It's times like these that I wish we had Mr. Dennis Kimbro
Yeah.
to be like, hey man, what did you mean by this? So
I have to
good
mark
morning,
this
fam,
one
to
so
Miss
when we
Monique.
bring him on, we'll have to mark
Yeah,
this one, Brandon, so that when he does come on, we can ask him about that one.
yeah, that'd
Yeah.
be cool. But I don't know, y'all. Y'all let us know what you think in the comments. Let us know what you think on Facebook, on YouTube, because we're reaching for this one. I mean, there's some good things that I believe that I read in there about our world should be one of gratitude, and that gratitude, what it looks like is prayer, it's strength, and it's love. Um, so I like some of those parts, even though they're a little bit big picture and it's not really as concrete as some of the things I think we've read in here before. But I still think it's a feel good at the end, but the setup could be better. So I'm not sure about that one. But shout out to Dennis
Yeah. I,
Kimbro, man. 99 out of 100 ain't bad.
yeah. I guess my dilemma here today, like the affirmation today, I will approach life with a grateful heart. There's a lot of assumptions about this lady that I feel like that are unjust, right? Like we can't say that she's not grateful. It's just that this is why I came here. You asked, and so this is why I'm here. The money doesn't change. The lights, the camera, the action doesn't change.
Right.
Why I'm here? And so I think there's a lot of assumptions that are going on about her that she's not thankful for a little. She's just there to take care of her business. Because again, what if she needed to return something, right? There's no receipt. What if it was truly a discomfort for her to have to return back to the store for a receipt when it's just should be automatic that you give it, right? And so I think there's just a lot of assumptions here that are, I don't know, that doesn't.
What is he saying? Maybe she should have uh, gone along to get along, kind of thing. Like, oh, yay, everybody, cameras on me. Smile, smile, flash, flash, ten
That's
thousand dollars.
money, right? Because
Right.
how
Put
often will
her
we
up.
do things for money or lie for money or just the money changes the game? Oh, well, yeah, I'll do it if you give me some money, right? It's kind of like, remember, y'all, there was a documentary going around where this man was offering people money because he said, I'm getting ready to take my life, and I can't do anything with it. And people were willing to accept it until he came across a homeless man, and the homeless guy was like, man, no, you can't do that. I don't want that money.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
Yeah, I don't want your money. Dude, you can't take your life. Sat down with him and had a conversation. But here you are, people who are probably sitting on the pew, first row in the church, Sundays and Wednesdays, Bible study. Oh, well, if you're going to die, yeah, I'll take it. But the homeless guy who could really use it does not. So, it's just a lot. This one's a twist for me. I'll have to contemplate on it more, but I'm not getting it right now. I'm not getting it.
Yeah, I think it's just incongruent, incongruent for where we are. Maybe, maybe there is some underlying thread that we don't see, that maybe tomorrow, the next day, uh, us or one of you guys who are watching can help us get some of those details and make those connections, because right now we don't see it, so
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't
So,
get it.
yeah,
Well, that's the show.
that's the show, right? We are thankful though.
But that
Yeah.
affirmation, today I will approach life with a grateful heart, still stands true, and that still resonates. So be grateful today, guys. Go out there and see, get the benefit of it being grateful. And even if you don't, like, at least not initially, not in the microwave uh, capacity of getting it instantly, just gratitude. An attitude of gratitude makes the day better, marginally, not marginally better, but significantly better. So keep a grateful heart, and see how that pays off for you. I'm definitely gonna have to, because being grateful makes you more patient. It really does. Um, when somebody like your children, your spouse, your situation annoys you, one of the things I always say is, it could be worse. Thank God that it's not.
Hmm.
And that somebody else that's better than me has it worse than me, and they're still grateful. So who am I to be an ingrate? Right. And
Right.
I honestly think that gratitude, or being an ingrate, is really the goal of Satan. I really think it's the goal of Satan, to make us ungrateful for the bounty that God has given to us, from every
Mhm.
breath to this life, to the people in our midst, to our occupations and abilities to travel, to even the place that we live in. We were born in the United States of America, and for all of its BS and all of its inequities, I would say, in certain instances, the poorest here is in many cases richer than some of the wealthiest people in some countries, right? We have more access to information, to opportunity, to in some cases safety. I won't say that for all of it, because we do have a lot of crime, comparatively, but by and large we are blessed to even be in a place where we have so many resources, right? So just being grateful for that, I think, will help us a lot, and we'll bring in more, because it's very hard to be angry and to be tense and receive something, right? Or to even see opportunity. When you're on defense, you can't really open your hands to receive anything, and it's hard to be able to acknowledge the good that comes your way, and to recognize an opportunity that's before you, right? So let's work on that attitude today, guys, with gratitude, and may it elevate us to see and be more aware of the opportunities that are around us. So, anything else from you, Mom, before we close out?
Yeah, Brandon, I just had a vision of Grandma B, this being Grandma B. Now you already know what she would have said, right? Exactly what this lady said. She probably would have like, well, thank you, baby, but I'm here because I didn't get a receipt yesterday.
Hmm.
I just
Very
had that
focused.
vision.
Very
Yeah,
focused.
very, very, like she'd have been like, thank you, baby, but I did not get my receipt yesterday and I need it. And that's why I'm here, But
Hmm.
I just had that vision of her and this lady, she is in my eyesight, just thinking about it now, she is my grandma B. Like Grandma B would be the one that says, thank you. But baby, where's my receipt that I didn't get yesterday? So
Hmm.
I like the
She
realness of this lady. I just do. So how often do we go along just to get along? Like, come on now, this might be a whole issue. I've been in places where um they don't give you the receipt because y'all they're overcharging you. I literally had this happen and went back and it happened again. And so when I went in to complain, the manager of the place said, we have an issue. It's being investigated. Gave me my change. So what they would do is they would not give you $10. And how often do you get your change back and don't count it? Right. But because I know what I have in my wallet, don't keep a lot of money cash on me, but I knew what I had. So when they gave me the change, like, no, you owe me another 10. Right. Went back again. Same thing happened again, different person. So see, they had a little ring going on, right? So they just keep your 10. Sometimes they just keep a quarter. I'm telling you, at your change, y'all better start checking your change. I check mine right there before I pull off the drive through, and check my food. I don't care. I'm this lady. You ain't gonna pimp me. Work too hard. I want my receipt. I want my receipt, and I'm not gonna keep coming back up here to get it. I take your money, but you're gonna give me my receipt, and I'm not gonna do this again. So I like the realness of this woman. So that's
Yeah,
my.
I bet you do. I remember when I was a kid and y'all threw that water, that drink right at that lady face in the drive-through. You and Andrea. Don't think I forgot.
I didn't throw it, but she. I mean, in a sense, she did. I did, but I was a driver. But like y'all, sometimes they'll just take you there. Like, come on, don't work at Burger King or wherever and have some kind of attitude because I'm coming to order a burger or whatever. Stay home. And
No.
managers and owners need to make it. But how can they? Because they're not doing their job, right?
Yeah,
I just
let me show you what
don't
she
do it
said.
anymore.
She said,
I
was I
just
don't
don't.
know, it was you or Andrea. I forget which one. It's like, oh, can I just get an extra water, please? I'm talking about. They said,
I'm not proud of that moment. We
can we
were
just
young and foolish, but yeah, it was a whole
can we get it?
situation. And
And
I
I'm in
was
the
so
back
mad.
seat, y'all. I'm taking all the notes. You know what I mean? I'm
You weren't
taking.
with us because it was late at night.
Mama,
You
yeah,
were
no,
with us.
I was with y'all. What do you
You
talking?
were
Yes, I
not
was.
because
Mama,
it was late at night. We had been out
then you
dancing.
did it. Then you did it more
I
than
probably told
once.
you so many times that
Then you,
you think you were there.
mm-mm. Then you did it more than once. You must have
No,
did it more than
we didn't.
once.
No, we didn't.
Ooh, we're gonna have to call Andrea.
No,
Y'all
we
must have did
didn't.
it, man. I'm telling you, it's either you or
Y'all,
Andrea,
it was
one of
a whole
y'all.
situation though. Like the girl was nasty from the point we pulled up to the drive-through. She was just nasty, and my friend Andrea, she can take it there like in a minute. And so we get up to the drive-through, and she says, "Can I have an extra cup of water?" And when the girl gave her the water, she gave it to me. I gave it to her. She just took the lid off and it just burst it in the girl's face. She's like, "I hope your attitude gets better." So, but young, foolish, but she did deserve it. I'm serious. But we shouldn't have did that. Well, she shouldn't have did that. So I pulled off because I'm like, I know where this is getting ready to go. So I pulled off because I was the driver. But like, don't y'all aren't you sick of the people with the attitudes in these restaurants and these places, and then they expect a tip, So, Brian, a whole nother story. But serious, realness.
Mama said, I respect this lady.
I do, because y'all,
No,
we take too much. We take too much.
I mean,
We want to be
absolutely.
yeah, we want to, it is what it is. Like if I come here and I buy something, it's like gas stations. How often do you pull up at the gas station, you pay with your card, and then the receipt paperwork is not there? About a week ago, I went into a store and I was like, I don't know what's going on, but every time I come here, there is no receipt. So if I wanted to come in, what's the purpose of me using my card if I still got to come in to get my receipt? Oh, it's not working. Well, it hasn't been working for a while. That's a lie. But we pull up, we don't say anything. It's just that we're not we don't
Holding
do
people accountable.
right. We don't hold people accountable in their prospective duties and situations. We just trying to be this and that, but you'll go home and rat and raid on the person that you're supposed to love. You won't take shit off of them, but in the streets, you take it all. Miss Goody, no, I want my receipt. You can give me my $10,000 or whatever you're gonna give me, but I came here because I'm sick of y'all not giving me my receipt. Period.
And look, and it goes
But
all the
the
way
fact
up
that she
to
didn't get the receipt, she had to come back and look what she won, right? But
right,
still, but still, the fact remains that she didn't get a receipt.
right. And if she wasn't her, right, and wanted to come back for that receipt, what maybe some people could see as petty, she wouldn't have got the $10,000. So go
Right.
back and get your
Okay.
receipt and speak
Exactly.
your point, and then look at how this type of attitude permeates all facets of life. When you don't hold these businesses and establishments that you patronize as accountable, when you don't hold them accountable, that bleeds into other aspects of your life. So think about it. You're not holding the drive through accountable. You're not holding your realtor accountable. You're not holding your plumber who comes over accountable, or you're not holding, somebody that's working on your house, all the way to where you're not holding your city representatives. You're not holding your state representatives, to the point to where we get taxed at every single left turn, right turn. We don't just get taxed for property like we should constitutionally, right? Or not even that, or statewide just for property. But we get taxed when we buy something, we get taxed when we sell something. So you're getting taxed on both ends. You get taxed at the gas station, you get taxed when you get food, you get taxed on your insurance, you get taxed on your medical stuff, you get taxed on every dang thing. And honestly, it's not legal. If you look at the actual letter of the law, the IRS, the Internal Revenue Service, is actually an illegal institution. And if you ask me, I would say our government has been hijacked by neocons and neolibs, which it was a whole different thing. Uh, but we aren't holding people accountable. So now our tax dollars, as opposed to going to help our streets, to put books in our schools and bathrooms on the doors for the children to have to use the restroom in our schools, to supplying teachers with
Mm.
money, instead now we're sending money to Ukraine. For what? We're sending money to Israel. For what? They're a bunch of racists, a bunch of white supremacist racists that ain't even got no Middle East blood in them. They last name is Tchaikovsky, right? I had to make up a whole language, New Modern Hebrew, that Jesus didn't even speak. So what are we doing with our money when we got veterans on the street, right? Not that I'm like so gung ho about any military. We got people, like I said, kids that need books. We got people with college tuition debt, and we bailing out other countries, rich people. I mean, come
Mhm.
on, y'all. Israel has the most millionaires per capita, meaning out of every 100 people in any country, they have the most millionaires. Why the hell are we sending them billions of dollars to kill kids? Come on, y'all. We ain't holding these folks accountable,
Mm-mm.
right? And why would they give us anything? Because we give them our vote? That don't mean nothing. It means nothing, because we as a people don't respect ourselves. We haven't built any industry, right? Think about it. When Imagine the developers. I actually heard this the other night. When developers build things, right? They ain't thinking about black people. Why would they? We ain't thinking about ourselves. Why would they? When we build in something, do we think, oh, let me carve out a little bit of space for the white people? Let me carve out a little bit of space for the Chinese people? No, no one thinks like that, right? If you're not at the table, you're on the table. And what we think is, oh, well, I know what the table look like. No, that doesn't mean anything. If you're not at the table, you are on the table being fed on. Just because you give a vote, these people do what they are paid to do, and you ain't paying them.
Hmm.
You ain't putting money inside of those politicians' hands. We have to admit, since there was a Supreme Court, and y'all can look this up, there's a Supreme Court case that happened in 2009 called the Citizens United Supreme Court decision that allowed an unlimited amount of money to go toward political campaigns, right? Instead of it previously being capped per individuals and corporate. But now you can give an unlimited amount. So now it's a pay to play system. And if you ain't paying these politicians and adding to their reelection and their campaigns, guess what? They don't technically have to do anything for you. They say that they're representatives, but you know what they represent? That almighty dollar. And if you ain't got none of it, then you ain't got no respect, right? If you don't respect yourself enough to build institutions to protect your community, to protect your family, then you will always be, last to get picked, because you're piggybacking on everybody else, right? And now, granted, we do deserve a type of reparation. Yes, we do. Just like the Japanese got when they did internment camps in for World War II. Uh, just like other peoples have gotten these things, but us, we haven't gotten anything. Why? Because we haven't built anything to be respectable for. That's my honest opinion. We haven't built institutions to where other people need our institutions in order to go. What we do is we just go spend our money at all of their establishments. So we don't have anything to fall back on. And what ended up happening when assimilation happened after Jim Crow, we actually had more equity inside of the black community more ownership back when it was separated by race, by Jim Crow? Why is it that we always have to have an enemy in order to do better?
Mm.
Why is it that we always have to have something coming on top of us? I mean, you think about Frederick Douglass, you think about Ida B. Wells, you think about these people came from Frederick Douglass from a slave to being the U.S. Marshal and representing the United States in other countries. You know what I mean? How did someone in that space get to such heights, right? In a nation that still called him a nigger, right? And here we are with all the opportunity in the world, and we worry more about what celebrities are doing as opposed to what our cousin is doing. We care more about their business than starting a business. We care more about the drama, of who having sex with who and what Diddy did and what Jamie did and what Jay-Z did. And y'all ain't met none of them Negroes. None of them. No, 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 nothing against them. But that stuff is immaterial and doesn't matter at all. But our focus and attention is on that. And you wonder why you in the hole? You wonder why you sick in the mind, sick in the body, right? It's because you're ingesting sickness. If you ate garbage all day, what do you expect to come out? You expect to sweat perfume, right? So you get out what you put in. So what are you putting into your mind? What are you putting into your mouth? What are you putting to your psyche, right? What are you listening to, right? If you had to write all the words down in them songs that you sing every day and recite those to your dead great grandmother, right? If she was alive for a day, she just came back, God granted her a couple minutes to come back and see what you was up to. Would she be proud? Would you be proud? Right? So may God make the best of our deeds the last of our deeds, because eventually the time will run out, and eventually you're gonna be dead, and you're gonna wish you could come back here and make some sense of the ignorance that you've done. Because right now, who around the world, what institutions, what people would respect us? Show me. What do we have? What do we have built? Right? We did the HBCUs. You know what Spelman College was named after a white woman? I mean, y'all, come on. It really goes deep. We have to fund our own. We have to protect our own. We need less politics, more business, more economics, because that's the play of the game. That's the name of the game. Your vote don't mean a damn thing. If you in Tennessee, it don't matter if you voted for Harris. It's still gonna come out red as a state vote because of the electoral college. But here you are thinking, yep, my vote matters. No, it don't in the state of Tennessee. Maybe in a swing state where it can go red or blue or whatever. But even the two-party system, we have said, yep, those two polarities, we have to fit in one of them. No, we don't. We have the power. We have over $1 trillion that we spend every single year, not in savings, that we spend every year. Doing that, we could have built political action committees. We could have built institutions. We could build hospitals. That St. Jude, we can have one better than that. Methodist, we could have one better than that. Labana, we could have something better than that. Kudos to them. But who are we respectable? We don't respect ourselves enough to build and take care of ourselves, right? Because we're chasing validation from others. So we're going out, hey, y'all need to give us this. Republicans give us this. Democrats give us this. But we don't understand how much a part economics plays into this. So go get your receipt. Like Dr. King said, we coming to get that check. I look that up. Just Google Dr. King coming to get that check. Dr. King got real at the end. As soon as he started talking about a poor people's campaign and started talking about economics. So we know the name of the game. Now play it accordingly. And that's all I got, man. I gotta get up out of here.
Yeah, me too, Brent. I'll read these comments really quickly. You guys look up Mound Bayou. Read and study the history of Mound Bayou. Just Google Mound Bayou and read about that, right? Mississippi. Cousin Ree says, let me make sure I didn't leave anybody out here. Let me go back. I think we read that one. don't know if I read this one. Miss Brenda Davis said, do you think that it shows how people put more value on money than they do things in life? Cousin Reed says, thank you both. Cousin Mary from Albany, Georgia. That's who that is. She definitely would have, meaning that grandmother would have definitely said, I'm here for my receipt. And then Miss Brenda says, they think you can't count. They tell you sometimes that they don't have change after they've taken your money instead of telling you that when they take your order, they are keeping our change and splitting it up. I've had that happen too, and I'm like, no, they'll just give me the dollar amount, like, but I know I'm supposed to have some cents in there as well, and I'm like, no, you don't get to decide if you keep my money. Give me my change. I've had to say that. Crazy, but it's crazy that they think they can do it and get away because there's no Mrs. Receipts who would say, no, baby, give me all my change. And I did that. Like, no, you don't just give me the dollars. Give me all of my money. If I want to let you keep something, that's my decision. But again, y'all will go home. Y'all will say okay to that. But you'll go home, your husband or wife or whomever. Where is my change? Right? You gonna demand that, but out in the field, in the world, you want to be Mrs. Peppermint Patty and Mr. Peppermint Patty. No, give me my change, and I'm still Mrs. Peppermint Patty, right? So, Miss Brenda Davis says, speaking knowledge and facts, Brandon. She says, just think about what can be done with the money that people spend on Nikes and Pradas or whatever it is y'all buy. These, I look at
Yeah.
nothing against the Christmas holiday. I'm gonna get out of here, Brandon, but I look at how y'all are fixing these houses up inside and outside, the money you must be paying and the time you're putting into it. What is this season about, really? And that's
Hey,
money you can go help somebody. There's somebody who has worked their butt off and can't buy anything, and it's not about that, right? There's people who don't. I'll just say this and we'll get out of here. I'm gonna bring back the Houston's restaurant thing. How y'all ratting raving about Houston's, a restaurant who don't even want y'all in there. Y'all ratting and raving while our kids don't have books. They, like Brandon mentioned about the doors on the schools. That's another situation I fought. And how relevant to this story, Brandon? Long story short, the school did not have doors on the bathrooms of the boys. So you walk inside and you just use the bathroom all out. I'm like, no, that's not going to happen. And I told the principal, until you get a door, I'm going to tell you what he's going to do. He's going to come up here and use your bathroom until you get a door. And
I
let me
sure
tell you
did.
how I say it's so relevant to this story. The next day, y'all, I love yard sales. I don't go as much as I used to. The next day, I go to a yard sale on that Saturday. Go to the house of the principal.
Look at
Y'all,
God.
could have bought him for $1. I mean, and I'm like, whoa, here we go. Here we go. I'm like, see, that's the receipt, lady. Like, I'm telling him one day, no, until you get this fixed, he's going to come up here and use your bathroom. He shouldn't have to, you wouldn't want to go sit in an open room and use the bathroom. Come on now. So what if I didn't fight for that? Because they got doors. Because I didn't stop there. I went right on and called the superintendent. And they foolish, like, what? They don't have doors? The
And we
superintendent
like, what? You like,
sitting
what?
there
You
like,
don't know?
right,
Like,
you don't
you should
know?
know.
Right. She was the assistant of the superintendent. So she may not have, but the superintendent should have known.
Mhm,
Right? So
mhm.
y'all got to be Mrs. and Mr. Receipt here. Stop trying to be so nice and polite out there in the world, but come home and just be a bitch, right? Come home and just let it all go. So that's my story. I'm Mrs. and Mr. Receipt when I need to be.
I know
You
that's
ain't
right.
gonna you ain't gonna sneak me like my granddaughter say. You trying to sneak me, but baby, I'm looking. I'm looking.
Hey, what if it was a flex? Everybody, think about this, and for the people here, I am very, very interested and knowledgeable on investing, right? And hopefully, God willing, one day I'll have enough to do something with it. I got some just sitting there saving and storing up, and I don't want to touch it. May have to, but I don't want to touch it. But think about this, guys. What if it was a flex not to own Nikes, but to own Nike, right? Instead of buying J's, what if these little black boys and little black girls, instead of spending $400-$500 on shoes, What if they use that $400 and $500 to buy some stock in Nike? Since you support it so much, you might as well own it, right? What if you spent the same amount of money in purchasing the Tesla and buying Tesla stock? Mom, remember when I told you less than a year ago, I think it was, maybe a year ago, I was like, Mom, Tesla's at $100, right? Tesla's at $100. Let's buy Tesla. You know what? That was about maybe a year ago. Tesla now is $400 and something dollars. $400 something dollars. So we're 4 times your money just by keeping it there as opposed to a savings account. And there's plenty. As of right now, it's a great time. People thinking, you know, in certain aspects, market's been booming and things like that. But there's some great things right now that if you do a little bit of research, just a little bit of digging, you can find ways to really supply yourself for the rest of your life. There's some emerging markets right now that you could really get into. Some, you know, and I'm not even going to release them here for free. If y'all are interested in that, hit me up. If you weren't curious about that, I ain't about to give it away just for anybody can click on this. But for the people that have been here for us, if y'all are interested in what markets I see emerging over the next 10, 20 years that could really change the world, hit me up and I got you. But I'm not just going to give it out, you know, on the page publicly. But think about that. Instead of owning Nike shoes, own Nike the company. That's a much bigger, more sustainable, more legacy creating flex than you just having some shoes that are good for maybe a year. So let's get up out of here, y'all. It's 7:58 a.m. Thank y'all for joining us on this 317th day of the End This Season podcast. Our title was Thankful for Little. Let's try to get that little and make it a lot. But if we're thankful for a little, maybe we'll be blessed with more. How can we expect God to give us more when we ain't thankful for what we got? Jewel Diamond Taylor, the motivational speaker, gave us our quote of the day. And she said, "He enjoys much who is thankful for little." He enjoys much who is thankful for little. Is that you? And our affirmation that we carry with us, repeating in our mind, right? This is our theme for the day. Today, I will approach life with a grateful heart. Today, I will approach life with a grateful heart. Hope y'all enjoyed the show. We had a couple ups and downs. We didn't quite get the title today or the passage, but please go back and read it. And if you see anything that we missed, let us know in the comments. Be sure to go to the YouTube channel, subscribe if you haven't already, like this show if you haven't already, and share this with someone. All right. Thank you so much. We love you. See you next time. Peace.